Hello and welcome back to another exciting Pixel Spank unboxing. What have I got today? Well, you've seen the title. I mean, I like the suspense of not letting you know what I've got, but at the same time, it's in the title because otherwise no one would look at it. In an ideal world, you'd have the choice of whether or not you see the title first, but that still doesn't make sense. So, it's Avengers stuff. I'm not exactly sure of the range. It just says Marvel movie collection on it. So it was a gift from someone I'm incredibly difficult to buy for like birthdays and such, because I never spend any money on myself, and I'm something of not a from the outside perspective I'm a minimalist, but in reality I'm more like a hoarder, but a high functioning one. So I refuse to buy anything because I know I'll never ever get rid of it. So it's always if I buy something, I know it's going to be with me for life until it disintegrates. So I'm very cautious. So this is Nick Fury. Comes with a magazine, presumably about Nick Fury. I'll just quickly leaf through that. It's stuff mainly from the first Avengers film. I think it's all based around the first Avengers film. You're unlikely to get anything post Avengers. Maybe some pre stuff. It looks quite interesting actually. Stuff on design, sort of practicalities. I quite like that. That's sort of always inside touch there. Annoyingly, in the package, which I've now just opened and ruined for life, it's slightly bent. That's fine. It's not a book for your shelf. It's something to read through and have a look at. Now the figure itself. Feels like there's something on the back of this box, but there's not. Ooh, cheeky. Got a little card. Certificate of Authenticity, Marvel's Avengers, Nick Fury, with a number on it. 00032753. So if you buy this and see that number, one of ours is a fake, because I wouldn't sell it. I said that at the start. Now the figure itself. Tape, my old nemesis. I haven't got my sword or anything sharp. I'll just have to use brute force. I've trimmed my nails. I'm woefully underprepared. Easy now. Just break it. No, don't break it. Try not to break it. It's going to be with you forever. The least you can do is not break it. And up, down through. Okay, good. I'll use that experience to deal with. Oh God, there's 4 bits of tape on this. I was about to praise them for how easily that came out of the box without destroying said box, but I'm now less infused by such a statement. All right, it's out. I'll keep that for later. It's not a bad display method overall. Okay, cheeky. So it's Nick Fury. My little base. He's quite short, holding a pistol. Yeah, not a lot of colour to him, but it's Nick Fury. That's what he dresses like. It's quite solid, actually. The base, when I flicked that, that hurt. Like there was a hurt to that. Looks like there's almost wood in there. It's got more things relating to this card on the bottom. I think these are genuinely aimed at being full-on collectibles. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Paint looks quite good. The face looks good. It's quite a good mould. Yeah, it works. It's quite a nice one. Just pop that there. Obviously, there'll be close-ups dicking around. I suspect. I don't know how involved I'm being in this. Obviously, it's me editing it, but will I do the work? Who can tell? So that's Nick Fury. Nick Fury's greatest enemy in life is, of course, depth perception. No, Loki. So Nick Fury, he's a cool character, but really, as far as characters from the first Avengers film, he's arguably one of the least exciting to look at. Him, Scarlet Witch, who's not even in it, Black Widow. I always mix them up. I don't mix them up. I combine them. I always keep getting to Scarlet Widow, which doesn't help, and Black Witch is deeply offensive. So we got the Loki mag. Ooh. There's a fold out in this one. Subscribe today and receive free from Eaglemoss. I think Eaglemoss make these things, don't they? Yep, so it's just more little tidbits about Tom Hiddleston as Loki, various things. There's a picture of Josh Whedon there. I won't spoil any of that. I will read that at some point, I'm sure. Right, let's get to the actual good bit. Just chuck that over there. Same box as Nick Fury. I mean, it's not a bad box. Just pop that in there. I'll mix those up later to annoy my future self. Yeah, so it's got the certificate job, which, I don't know, if you're keeping them on your shelf like that, what do you do with that? Because you don't want to throw it away because it feels like it somehow adds value, but at the same time I know I'll never sell these and they'll probably never be worth anything anyway. Unless there's some huge error to them. This box has got an arse on it. The last one didn't. And if you can see that, there's a noticeable big square at the back. I presume that's some sort of manufacturing thing. Someone who works in engineering can probably describe why. So, oh yeah, when you vacuum form the plastic, it's actually significantly cheaper to just leave a big arse on it. Or they had it left over from something else, as is more likely the case. Okay. Big table now. It's huge. I've got loads of space. Okay, so Loki. Yeah, it's more ambitious. He's got a spear. He's got the big old helmet, which, yeah, it's not a bad helmet. It doesn't really look that great though, to be honest. The paintwork is not. I can't tell if it's bad or not, to be honest. It's the blacks of his cloak here. There's a bit of gold coming through. I'd have to go back and look to see if that's part of the design or not. The spear is not actually attached at the bottom of the base, which doesn't seem to be an issue. I don't know why I pointed it out now that I say it. And there's a sort of gold trim down it where betwixt black meets green. Doesn't look great. Yeah, the face is okay. Nose is a bit pointy. The hands do not look good, actually. The right hand holding the spear, it doesn't look like he's holding the spear. It looks like the hand is part of the spear. It's hard to describe such a thing, but when you see it close up, you'll get it. I've now looked at the cape. The paint on the cape is awful. The cape's it was clearly moulded black, and they painted it green, and there's bits of black showing through. Although now that I can feel it, the black is a bit rough, so maybe that's black paint on top of green, which makes less sense. Hang on, I've got a resource just here. Yep, looking at Loki's thing. Okay, so the gold trim is kind of realistic. Yeah, and now I'm looking at the top of the spear as well. It's kind of a mess. The mould's not great, but it's not terrible either. But the actual paint job at the top is it leaves a lot to be desired. Imagine it's hard to do, but at the same time do a better job. You don't even need the spear really. He looks good without it. So Loki not as good as Nick Fury. So I'll put them there. Now the final piece. It's quite big actually. To spoil the surprise, it's Hulk. I've got the certificate here. Note how much bigger this certificate is compared to this one. It's almost a relative size increase, right? It's the literature that comes with it. Note how it's not bent in any way. It's perfectly kept. That could be because of the size of the package it came in. This is it. It's big, isn't it? It's huge. It's Hulk-sized. Frankly, it's too big to have on camera, really. Let's lay it out. Funnily enough, when I got this in the post, because that's how I roll, it came in a packing box, as you can imagine. And it didn't, I didn't know what it was. But when I opened it, the box it came in, the larger cardboard box, was almost the exact same size as this. So it was like it was vacuum sealed in there. So to get it out, I just had to hold it up and just like wait for it to slide out. Okay, get out of there. It's very, very important. Handling polystyrene is like a stopgap to handling asbestos. You don't want to break it up in any way. You just want to be very cautious with it. Otherwise, you'll be dealing with it for the rest of time. Come on. Ouch, Kev. It's too big. Okay. There we go. Behold. Look at that bastard. I've noticed there is some green on the polystyrene. I presume that's come off the Hulk here. I didn't even look at the box. The box has various pictures of Hulk, and it has a thing saying actual size, which tells me it's 360 millimeters, which is frankly useless. So check that down there. Right, so here we go. Big Hulk. Is he actually proportional in size to them? He looks a bit bigger, but the size of the Hulk in the film is somewhat flexible, isn't it? I remember, you know, classic line bit in the film is when he's slamming Loki around. Loki himself is quite tall. He's taller than Captain America in that scene, isn't he? So he should be taller than Nick. So that's already a bit off. So he's a bit smaller. In my head, he's a bit over half the height of the Hulk. So it's probably not quite right, but it's kind of good enough. It's loose how big his character is, so they don't really show it. And Christ. It's solid, like it's really solid. It's not one of them figurines where you like only pick it up by the base, otherwise it will shatter. You can quite comfortably grab this from wherever. He says, ripping the head off. And yeah, it's big. Is it good? It is good actually. It's got a good mold. Face detail is good. Head looks good. Head's kind of the most important bit, isn't it? It's not a bad pose. One fist, one open hand. You know, I mean, you're not going to do anything obviously. I'm going to stick it on my shelf. It's going to take the place of that Super Nintendo, probably. I haven't fully decided. Paintwork, it's mostly good. The good thing about the Hulk is he's kind of just green, isn't he? Does he have green hair? Sometimes. Not in this he doesn't, but sometimes he does. There is a little bit, I've noticed, of paint. So it's not missing, it's just a bit too light. Around his back shoulder blade here, and around his upper pectoral muscle. But you can see it's a bit fainter, a bit more white, which might be where it's rubbed off on the polystyrene, but it's not overly noticeable. And in fact, on looking closer, it's dust. It's just dust. Let me just buff his nipples. Yeah. Well, no, it's not entirely dust. It's a little bit of dust. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me that green paint is coming off on my hands. So that's the Hulk. It's a good one. I don't know what it cost because it was a gift, but I presume it to be very expensive based on the size and nothing else. So there we have it. We've got 3 Avengers figurines. What was the Hulk's number? Let's see. Marvel Movie Collection Hulk, Certificate of Authenticity. Eaglemoss Limited, guarantee that your mega figurine has been developed by sculptors specialising in Marvel characters and has gone through the strict approval process of Marvel. Your mega figurine has been skillfully crafted, hand painted, and comes complete with an exclusive 16-page magazine. I'm wondering now, did these give such a seal? No, they didn't. They didn't say that. Unless, no, it doesn't say it there. Hand painted. Look. The hell? There's a white spot on the sort of the, what do you call that section of jeans? Like the belt ring, the reinforcement waist zone, the waistband. It's the waistband. Yeah, it looks like a spot, but I think it's supposed to be a metal stud. So yes, that's quite good. It's not too ludicrous, you know. He's he's not striking a horrendous pose. There's no unnecessary clutter in it. He's not stood on a big rock or anything. The base is black. Doesn't stand out too much. It's got the Avengers symbol on it. I like. It's a good figure. Him and Nick, who ideally needs to poke out from his legs there. Them I like. Loki, not so much. He can go on the B team. He can go up here. I'll put him behind one of them eventually. But these two can be more front and center, near a Yoda, the green zone, I suppose. Yes, that was some Marvel stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.